The bird's nest. The bird's nest. Focus questions. What is the importance of bird's nest in this story? Rima is bored with Saturday cartoons, so he gets up and walks into the kitchen. The counter is covered with baking sheets. A sugar's pizza goes. "We are going to bake today?" Rima asked. After a week at school learning English, it felt good to speak Arabic. Tomorrow there will be a bake sale, Rima's mother explains. "Bake sales?" Rima asked. "What's that?" We're fruit. We'll make our favorite sweets at home, from home," her mother says. Americans will come to buy them." This time last year, when Rima was 8, home was tent among many other tents. Home was a tent among many other tents. The years before that, home was side of a road, a storm toss, a boat, a stranger basement. It was wherever they happened to lay their heads at night. When Rima was 6, though, home was house in Syria. Home had a big window in the kitchen where black and white-tailed bird came to roost. It had a carpet in the living room that smelled of honey and flower. It has a bedroom with a perfect view of the moon. Now they live in apartments. America. Her mother speaks in a hushed voice whenever she mentions Syria. War came to Syria long before they left, and it only gotten worse. They never come back. They never come back. Never going back. There is no way to go back to. Her mother opens a refrigerator and pulls out a box of those noodles. Rima grabs some pizza shells and begins to chop them. They haven't back together in forever, and they are making birds naked. Balava. When they are done, the pizza shells will sit inside the dough, and just like egg in the nest. Rima begins a hum an old song she loved from home. The next day, the big sale is crowded and noisy. Everywhere Rima turns, she sees the streets of the childhood, and beyond them, a long line of families greeting, as if the Americans turned like Zephyr baking. They ooh and ah, though, pointing at the trees. Ooh, ah, what are these called? they asked in the English before trying to repeat the food names in Arabic. Rima thinks it's funny to teach someone else a new language for change. Delicious, they say one by one. After biting into the baklava, and Rima blushed with pride. Rima and the mothers returned the nest and the nest. The bird's nest baklava is a star of the big cell. Rima thinks people can taste joy that she, her, and her mothers share in the kitchen. Joy and peace after 3 years living in refuge. Never settled or safe enough to stay together. One week, a boy named Andy from Rima's school stopped by her table with his family. At my house in Syria, birds build nests just like this outside or our kitchen's window, Rima tells him. When Andy hands her $3 bills, Rima says, Yislamo.
Yislamo.
Yislamo. Sorry, she asked, blushing. Yishalo is how we say thank you in Syria. Yishmalo, then, says Andy, lifting her baklava with a grin. Rima and Andy don't talk at the schools. He plays recess with the other boys, and Rima spends half the day learning English. But every weekend, Andy and his family return to the back south. Each time, Andy asks Rima how to say something new in Arabic. Hello, goodbye, you're welcome. Rima said the words clearly and slowly. Andy's accent is awful, but she knows nature's teeth. Rima don't like when the kids at the school teach her about her English. One day, Rima tells Andy about how, when she was little, she would pick pistachios, a strand from her grandparents' trees. You must miss in there, Andy says, and suddenly Rima's eyes fill with tears. Ashamed, she ducks her head, and he just smiles though, a kind smile. Rima thinks. Afterward, as they pack up, Rima's mother says, Who is that boy who talked to you? A friend always talk to you. A friend? No, Rima mumbles, just a boy from school. That week during recess, Rima was reading on the bench when Andy taps her on the shoulders. I want you to know something, he said. He points to the woods behind the school, and the two walk toward them together. Look, Andy says and points again. Rima gasps. There is some blackberries, brambles in the bird's nest. The two of them look more closely inside the nest. Four perfect eggs. Wow, Rima breathes. Andy nods. They really do not look just like your baklava, he whispered. I wonder if they live clearly too close to home when they hatch. Rima says, or fly far away to someone else new. Annie puts his hands in the pocket. Rima, he says shyly, I know you are sad to leave the first home behind, but I want you to know that your new home, you are my Sadit. He looked at her. Did I say right? Sadit? Rima screams. Of course, she tells him. His Arabic sounds as awful as ours, but she means the words with all her heart. There's no wrong way to say friend.